everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 31 of Forgecraft, where today I would like to play with Extreme Reactors. Extreme Reactors 2, to be exact. So Extreme Reactors 2 is a new mod that's obviously based on Extreme Reactors. I don't know if it's from the same mod author or not. I don't think it is. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's from the same mod author. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it is from the same mod author, actually. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I think it's from the one who picked up the 112 port. So it's not the original mod author of Big Reactors, but I think the mod author of Extreme Reactors for 112 is the one who made one. Yeah, I think that's the deal. All right, so I taught the refined storage system how to make a lot of what we need to make. I've also got some uranium ore processing over here. You can see I've got uranium ore cooking, and being pulverized and then smelted and then, you know, import bust into my storage drawer system. And of course it's, you know, sorting via logistics laser still, which is a good time. Totally a good time. So that's cool. I need to check something here. Thermal nickel ore, forge ores colon. No. Tisk. There's no... I'm wondering why the nickel ore didn't make its way. It's because it doesn't have a... I put the tag on here for forge ores. I guess it's missing the forge ores tag. See? That's what's up. So, that's the plan for tonight. So let's get started kicking off the crafts for what we want. And I'm almost certain we're going to need to do a graphite recipe here. So we should probably teach it how to make graphite bars from Extreme Reactors. That's just going to be a simple smelting recipe. I'm going to do coal. Because that seems like a smart move to me. Because I should have a lot of coal. Yeah, I do. Nice. I have actually quite a bit of coal. And that'll be good. So let's see. The other big thing about Extreme Reactors is there's two versions of most things. There's the basic tier, and then the reinforced tier. So reinforced tier versus basic tier. The main differences that I found, basic tier, the biggest it can be is 5x5x5. Now, I don't know if that means external 5x5 or internal 5x5. Most mods, when you say 5x5x5, mean the outer shell. But in previous versions of Extreme Reactors, 5x5x5 meant the internal size. So like 7x7x7 if you count the casings. So I don't know which one it is. So we're going to try maybe a little bit of both. So I'm going to start with enough resources to probably build the 7x7x7 Extreme Reactor. And then we'll kind of go from there. Does that sound cool? So, and I'm also going to assume that things are a little bit different by way of cooling. I'm not entirely sure how the whole cooling system works, but we're going to find that out too, because I'm not finding any information yet online about how things cool. All right, guys, we're back. So I'm being told by Twitch chat that the basic one is 5x5x5 external. A couple people are saying that they tried it and had no luck. So basically I'm going to go 5x5x5 external, which is a 3x3x3 internal for the basic one. We'll play with it a little bit, and then maybe we'll bump up to the reinforced a little bit later. So for that, I'm going to need 92 casings, right? Hooray, we have all the resources for that. Excellent. And then we're going to need a controller. Is there a controller? Did I miss the controller in my auto crafting setup? I may have. Yeah, I definitely didn't teach it how to make this. Basic controller, and then you're probably also going to need to know how to make redstone comparators. It's probably the only other thing you need to know how to make. Okay. So then your basic one of these, we need 3 redstone torches. That's fair enough. That makes sense that I don't know how to make that. All right, so one of these dudes, And then he should be auto-crafting all this stuff, right? So what we're doing is we're currently just waiting for all the coal to process. And we're probably also going to be waiting for a lot of the glass to process. Well, actually, I don't know if we're waiting for a lot of glass to process. But then we're also going to need 5 control rods. So why don't we go ahead and add these 5 of these dudes. So those are your reactor control rods. We're missing some granite cobblestone. Well, I think I could probably solve that problem pretty quickly. That's cool. And what I should probably do is make a diamond chest upgrade. And now you're good, right? So we were making 5 control rods. Good. And then we also want 15 yellorium fuel rods. So reactor fuel rods, 15. Nice. Okay, cool. So all of that is crafting in progress. Do I have a crafting monitor set up? I have the crafting manager, but I don't think I have the crafting monitor. So I think I should get that. So let's do that. Oh, look at that. Crafting monitor. Start. That's the greatest. Literally the greatest. Now, the only downside is we got to wait for all this to happen. You know. But we'll let it happen and we'll come back. All right, guys, we're back. And we've got some progress here. I think we're mostly done with what we need from extreme reactors. You can see that we've got a majority of the blocks down here that we need. We're waiting for just a few more reactor casings. And then we'll be pretty cool and good to go, right? So that's awesome. So we've got most of what we need for this structure. If I'm thinking about what an external 5x5 would look like, so it would be 5, 5, 3, and 3. So 16 on the top, 16 on the bottom, and then 12, right? So that would be 44. Did I math that correctly, I want to say? So 44 of these should stay in this form. And the other remainder, the remaining 48, should be in glass form. And that should be pretty straightforward to craft because we've already got everything we need. So he's just straight up doing it, and you can see it inserting into there. Because remember, we have it set up so that this thing sorts everything. And you may not even be able to see that with YouTube, but it's totally got some little, barely noticeable particles flying there. So that's neato. All right, so we should try this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you off, buddy. How are you on power over here? Wow, we're actually a little bit low on power because we massively... So let's set you to high, right? So that you stop running at the moment. I also added, I finally figured it out, it's flux linkage amplifier. Thanks to Twitch chat for helping me out with that. It drains a lot more energy, a lot more RF per tick, but it totally makes the machine run a lot faster. Like a lot faster. So totally a good call there. Let's pop this into the wall back here. How does that sound? Does that sound cool? I like that idea. Cause like you guys are all like, I'm energy out, right? Because you're energy going out. And you're also back here, energy going out, aren't you? Is there... Oh. Yeah, well, that's neat. Facing all, receiver extract. Right, so most are energy in and out. Can I insert an extract on the same side? That would be kind of cool. I should go into precision mode here real quick. That'll do. All right, so let's try this thing out. So this is your basic reactor, right? Okay, and then we're gonna wanna go up a little bit. I don't know why I'm not hearing block placing sound sometimes. Little disconcerting, but not the end of the world. Wow, I did math correctly, I think-ish. Am I off by 3? No, I'm not. I just forgot to place these 3. Perfect! Yay, math. Yay, math. All right, cool. So then we're going to want probably the controller here-ish, right? We're going to want some kind of fuel input. Didn't I make that, or did I not make that? I may not have made that. Solid access port. Ha! We're missing iron. Ha ha ha! Rip. We literally made all this stuff, and we're missing 8 iron necessary for the next step. That is a feels bad right there. I will be back after I mine just a little bit more iron so that we have enough stuff to do this. All right, guys, we're back. I've got my reactor access port basic, and I'm going to stick him there, I think, which means... yeah, that seems fine, right? Now, I might need to... does my floor need to be full? It might... I don't think I can put glass on the floor, can I? I'm thinking I can't. I'm thinking I can't. Right? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I need 9 more of the basic dudes. Can I turn this back into the... no, I can't. So I need 13 more of these. It's not that big a deal. It's a little bit of a deal. It's a little bit of a deal. I might need to mine more. I think we're waiting on more iron processing though, if that's the case. But let's at least do this. We'll place these guys here. You know what I'm noticing is I'm not hearing the block placing sound when I right click on a block. We want to get rid of that, by the way, from big reactors. Look, when I right click on a big reactor block, no sound, right? No sound, no sound, no sound. When I'm clicking on a stone block, yes sound. Now I'm going to assume that that's not going to work and that the floor and the ceiling need to be made out of like the non-clear version, but maybe it does work in this one. We'll find out. Oh, right. You know, we're missing fuel assemblies. Okay, that might be it. I forgot to put the fuel rods in. That could be the problem. Missing fuel rods. Yes. Yes, that could be the problem. They seem to have some kind of directionalness that I really hope that they don't need to be in the right direction. That is my hope right now. Only reactor casings may be used here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem. We're going to need 13 casings. I did miss math because I forgot that the top and the bottom have to be the thing. Let me go get a little bit more iron and a little bit more coal, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. So I'm crafting up the remaining 3 more of these reactor casings, just smelting up a few more coal, getting our stuff here. This thing's nice and fast now that we added these flux linkage amplifiers, by the way. That's totally the right augment to use. So last one coming in. Let's go, buddy. Thank you. So I think what I'll do... are these tile entities still? They are. See how they're not flashing green? That tells me that these blocks are tile entities again, which is not ideal. I've never done multi-block coding, but I'm pretty sure they don't need to be tile entities. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Like I said, I've legit never done... I've never done multi-block code personally, but I don't think they need to be tile entities. There might be a good reason, though. There might be. Man, I remember there was a version of Minecraft where if there wasn't a breaking particle like that, instead of it just being the purple and black particle, it would crash. That was a bad time. it was like don't step on those blocks. Hey, we've got a formed multi-block. Yay! Yay! Formed multi-block for the win. That is cool. That is cool. Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah. No, I agree, Valkyrie. I agree. They should be fine as long as they're non-ticking. So turn the reactor on and off. Waste ejection mode. Automatic mode. In automatic mode, waste from the core will be ejected as soon as possible. In manual mode, waste must be manually ejected. Ejection can be done from the screen or via redstone or computer port signals. Nice. Scram. Emergency shutdown. Turn off the reactor and push the control rods all the way into the fuel rods and hope for the best. Hit that Z button. Hit the Z. Basic solid access port. Inlet mode, outlet mode. So we should have another access port. Hey, oh, we're out of power. Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense that we would be out of power. Let's turn you back on for a minute. And maybe even snag a little bit of coal to help out. Burninator. Ferninator. Can we make another reactor access port? Yay, we can. Yay, we can indeed. That is cool. I am very much wondering at this point if extreme reactors can explode, because it's not very clear. But let's get some uranium ingots. Just carry that uranium around like you don't just don't care. And let's mine our way. So we'll make this. And you can be outlet mode. Cool. And you know what else I didn't make is the active doohickey. I need a power port, don't I? Basic reactor active forge energy power tap. Basic reactor start and start. Yeah, that one. I never made that. Haha. So a little bit more iron. We really need the irons. Low on the irons. But now we have a way to transfer energy out of the reactor and into our system, presumably. I assume you're crafting? Come on, there you go. And then power cables. We've got some basic ones that do 1.4 thousand RF a tick. We're going to need better cables. That's what it comes down. I have no idea how much this is going to produce, but we're going to need better cables for sure, right? Wow, we are not doing a great job of keeping up, are we? I'm guessing there's some kind of buffer that we're filling up somewhere. I don't know where, but it's got to be around here somewhere. Maybe you are filling up your buffer? Yeah, his buffer's a little bit low. So we're going to need better cables for sure. Let's make the bottom of this dude. And then we're going to have to figure out, like, you know. Cool. So that should be good. And you're ready to kind of roll now, I would hope, ish. If I put you next to this guy, will you auto output to the side, or do you only auto output to the bottom? So you've got 38. If I hit that, you become 4. Yes, perfect. So that means what we could do if we wanted to. I wonder if there's a good way to separate these things out. Yeah, that should be fine. At least for now-ish. Until we get better cabling. Which we're absolutely going to need. Because I assume this does more than 1,000 RF a tick, right? That's a fair assumption to make. So super dire wiry, but that's why we have the dire wire. And you will get around to dealing with in a bit. But let's try turning this thing on, and then I want to throw ice in there. And what's your problem? Only reactor casings may be used here. Really? Maybe the power output can't go on the bottom then. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I'm guessing your targeted block 347, 68, 282. Yes. So power output can't go there. So we're going to have to do reactor casings there instead. And maybe what we'll try is power output here for the time being. Maybe that's not a great place for it. Maybe we'll try here. That seems valid at least. It's not great. Actually, you're not even great at all because you're going into the Furnator, and that's not at all what I want. Is it? I want your power to go into this guy. Sidedness, please. What if we did... like that, and then we could have the power going into the... I have an idea. It's extra dire wiry, so you guys are going to love it. There you go. Beautiful, right? It doesn't get much more dire wire than that. It really doesn't. It doesn't get much more dire wire than that. All right, let's try turning this thing on. So we're gonna throw some Yellorium in there. Not bad. So we got some rendered stuff. That's about half full of fuel. So we'll throw another stack in, and then we'll finish off the stack, and that looks good. And we're gonna keep an eye on the heat, core fuel status, fuel rods, max capacity fuel waste. Heat of the reactor's fuel. High heat raises fuel usage. Core heat is transferred to the casing. Transfer rate is based on the design of the reactor's interior. High heat of the reactor's casing. High heat raises energy output and coolant conversion. And then internal energy buffer. So let's turn this on. See how much power we generate. And then we're going to throw ice in there and see how much power we generate after that. All right. So this thing's building up his casing heat and his core heat, getting pretty hot, and we're generating 3,000-ish RF a tick. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right? Now remember, RF a tick as affected, so like right around 31 to 32. It's affected by how hot it gets, right? So if we turn you off, and fuel usage also is affected by that, right? So what was our fuel usage here? We should kind of like note these values if we can, right? So right around 3,000-ish and right around 1.21. Maybe 1.25-ish. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Okay, so you turn off now. How are we for fuel in here? Wow, we barely used up a uranium ingot, so that's nice. So all the heat's going to go down, the internal buffer's going to drop. You're going to fill up with power, presumably. Not bad. Not bad. But these power lines we need a better version of. But let's fill ice into this thing first and see what happens. So two things I'm going to do. I'm going to try both. Didn't I get ice? I feel like I picked up ice. Didn't I pick up ice? Didn't I pick up ice when I was out in the mining area? I feel like I did. Do I have, like, ice on a void somewhere and I just didn't notice it? Like, what's up with my ice situation? Well, I picked up frozen stone. That's not ice. Okay, fair enough. So we're gonna get some ice real quick. Courtesy of mining gadgets. Hello, ice. Now, with freezing off, we can mine up all that ice. And that is beautiful. Hello, dolphins. Mining gadgets might make ice a little bit easy to get. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But again, where did all the freezing go? Do I have it on? I don't have it on void. Where is all the ice going? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I don't have it on void filter. Do you need silk touch for ice? You might. Yeah, it makes packed ice. Now I'm mining it up. Maybe I need silk for ice, do I? Is that how it works? You need silk for packed ice? That might be it. So we're going to try packed ice and blue ice and see if there's a difference. That sound cool? Okay, I'm going to put you back on fortune mode. Alright, so we're going to try packed ice. And then we're also going to try blue ice. But let's start with packed and we'll go from there. Precision, please. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of ice, right? And we'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's cool. And then we're going to put our casings back. And then we'll see if blue ice is any different. Okay? So, ready to turn on? Let's do it. Are we noticing much of a difference? I'm feeling like the answer is no. I'm feeling like packed ice isn't doing anything, because that's about the same fuel burn-up rate and RF a tick as we had before, and the heat's just as high, right? So I'm going to say no to that. So now let's make some blue ice. Probably going to need a little bit more packed ice. I might be able to mining gadget this guy up. Hang on. Well, I'm going to need a little bit more, so hang on a sec here. Let's go do this over here again. Freezing enabled, silk touch on. Precision mode off. Silk touch, freezing off. Good times. Okay. So packed ice goes back. Let's put you back to fortune for a minute and turn freezing back on for later when we want to do this. We're going to make sure that we have 12 of these bad boys. And then we're going to go clear this up. And that vein mine should have cleared out all of it. I can't tell, but I feel like I didn't place. No, I did. Right? I must have. Yeah, without the block placing sound, it's very disorienting. But since I had 12, I know that I must have placed the block at the bottom there. So let's see if that ice helps. You ready? ready to turn it on. Are we noticing a difference here? I'm really not. Really not. I'm not noticing much of a difference with even blue ice. I could try water. Could try water. Right? Would water help? I mean, diamond blocks might work. I know diamonds generally. Graphite too, right? Do I have enough diamonds for all this? Not quite. Do I have any more diamonds in here? I do. I could probably try diamonds. You want to try diamond blocks and see how they work out? I mean, it's not like... We don't need to be perfect, right? But I remember diamonds were a pretty good coolant, right? Back in the day. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Ready? Go. I feel like that's an improvement, right? That's definitely an improvement. Diamonds are definitely helping. I think once we stabilize here, we're generating closer to 4,000 RF a tick for only 1.11 millibuckets per tick. So that's definitely an improvement. That is definitely cooler. I like that. So now my only problem is RF a tick transfer. So we need something that's capable of transferring 4,000-ish RF a tick, right? So what kind of power cables do we need to upgrade to get that? 5,000 for hardened. I think we could pull that off, right? 5,000 RF a tick is hardened. And we just need a hardened capacitor for that. Come on now, you can do it. That's my fault for my silly idea of how to do energy transferring things. So then we'll replace you with hardened tier. And hopefully is this a hardened tier battery dude? It's a blazing tier, which means he can accept 20,000 RF a tick. So now when we turn this on, we have no internal energy buffer. Boom, that's what's up. Boom, that's what's up. Right? And all of it is pouring directly into this dude, which is kind of cool. Nice. Yeah, look how fast that's filling up. That's awesome right there. More power. More power at close to 4,000 RF a tick. We are doing really nice. So I think what we'll do for now... So now, is there any kind of redstone control? Reactor redstone port reinforced. Does that work on the basic tier? It does. It does. So let's make 2 of those if we can. Does that sound fair? Actually, I'm just going to teach you how to make those. I think that's a good idea, yes. If we can fit it in there. We really can't. I'm going to replace you for the now, because I don't think we don't need the redstone block recipe for the time being. We will need it back at some point, I'm sure, but not right this moment. All right, are you cool? Can you make me 2 of those? Missing some iron. Make me 1? Really though? We're missing an iron? Because you were gonna do everything cool. Needs a little bit more iron. Alright guys, so we should have some redstone reactor port basics going on here now. I made 2 of them. We're also going to check out real quick. Do these guys still have... Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. You can name it. Percentage... Oh, change all. Oh, that's nice. That's a much better control rod insertion. That's cool. That is cool. So let's mess with this. Let's see what we can do with this. Right? So you are basic redstone sword. On, off, eject waste, control rod. So these are making changes, and these are detecting things. Energy stored. Active while above. Active while below. 50. Save. And I think then it should emit a redstone signal. The UI is very nice. It is very nice. UI. But I think what that'll do is give me a redstone signal when the energy is below 50. And we can validate that here in a minute. So let's put you here. Did I put you in the center? Yeah, let's move you over one. Okay, so you're going to energy stored active while below 50% save, right? So if you have less than 50% energy in your buffer, emit a redstone signal. And then you, sir, will be power on off, set from signal, toggle on pulse. So we want set from signal here, and we want that. So now that he's receiving a redstone signal, the reactor should be on and running. But once his internal buffer hits 50%, he should turn off and be done. And that would be cool. All right, so I'm going to call that wrapping up point for the episode. That should be a nicely automated reactor, which is cool. I don't know why there's a scram button. Why is there a scram button? I feel like a scram button implies things can go wrong. But they can't, right? Like there's no exploding. Unless that's planned. Unless that's planned. And that's a bold move. To like have a mod that doesn't explode to turn into a mod that does. Because, you know, you never know what people have built. So you want to be careful with that. But I'm sure that the mod author has plans for that. So I don't know if there's plans for big reactors to explode. I don't know if they explode as it sits now. It doesn't look like it does because we let our reactor get pretty hot earlier. We had 0 cooling, right? And we had a lot of fuel rods in there. And it was fine. It was fine. So I think that's good. So let's see. We're at 9-ish million here. And what should happen is as soon as this fills up, the big reactor will start filling. And then as the big reactor fills, once it hits 50%, it'll turn off. Cool? I think that's the plan. So now you should start filling up your internal buffer. And as soon as we hit 50%, it should automatically toggle off. That would be the expectation that I would see. And remember, big extreme reactors will continue to generate power for a little bit after they're turned off. Yes, there it goes. So see how it's continuing to generate power a little bit? Because the heat has to cool down. The reactor has to cool off. So it's still going to generate a little bit of power. If we wanted it to cut off immediately, we could probably scram it. But this is fine. I want it to generate a little bit more power. As it cools off, it generates a little bit more power. It'll internal that buffer up to 71% full. And then it'll stop. And then when it runs out of RF and drops below 50, it'll kick on. And then probably kick right off. It'll probably flicker a little bit, so it's not an ideal solution, but it's fine. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and maybe check out environmental tech. Now that we have lots of power, we gotta use it for something. All right, guys, take it easy.